All right. Hello and welcome everybody to the next beer presentation of one of the brews that we are going to have in our advent calendar. And it's going to be the Hibernator from Slowburn, a Doppelbock. A Doppelbock, one of the lagers that we're having in the selection. Lager beers, Bock beers. What do you think, Lana?
I don't know. Depends on the time of day, and flavor as well. I think it's there's a huge difference in what they come out with.
What they come out
but
with.
They can be pretty strong.
Bocks can get really strong. Lagers are generally something that people associate to be a little bit lighter and crisper, right? However, Bock beers had historically seen the tendency to be on the stronger side of things. One story that I really much like to talk about at tastings is how those ones came to the name and also the labeling. You know, on this one you see a mountain goat, which is very typical because it's a Bock beer. But historically, Bock beers came from the German city of Einbeck. And in Einbeck, in the medieval town of Germany, they were very much known for the excellent lagers they made. They were even better than the ones they had down in Munich. The ones in Munich were apparently, and don't tell the ones who come from there, but they watch out what you say. But apparently at some point they weren't as good as the ones from Einbeck. So what people did is they got them to Munich. People in Munich enjoyed the Einböckches beer, the beer from Einbeck. And then at some point, Einböckches beer, if you put it in the dialect that they speak down there, became known as Bock beer. But it was beer from Einbeck, Einböckches beer, Bock beer. Bock also translates into the mountain goat. And now I guess it's something, at least in German perceptions, I'm German, people think about the mountain goat, you know. However, it really doesn't have to do anything with the style. Yeah, it's a strong lager. And also was the style that Tuborg used when they came up with their very first Christmas beer. What do you think about the J-Day?
The J-Day?
Yes.
Oh, it sort of divides the waters, right?
It does, yes.
I think it's such a nice thing that you have a tradition and you have, you know, something in common. You go out and share this new beer.
Yes.
But with regards to the beer, I think it's a bit. I would like to spend my beer percentages on drinking something more interesting, maybe. Would that be fair to say?
It's fair to say. And I don't want to spoil too much, but we don't have the Tuborg in the calendar. So if you're fancying it, you can help yourself. We didn't put it in the selection. No jokes aside. Slowburn Hibernator. Nice color, a little cleaner.
Really nice, really nice.
Yeah. There's a bit of a, how do you say, like hazelnutty brown. There's a lot of malt character jumping your way. I think you can, from the nose, detect that it's not an ale. Like it doesn't have the same character that you would have when you're smelling on an ale. It's more on the lagery, malty side of things, caramel malt in a positive way.
Cheers.
Cheers. You
Merry
enjoy
Christmas. And to you as well.
7%. It certainly shines through, not in a negative way.
Yeah, but you also have the hoppy bitterness to mitigate the alcohol, I think.
To some extent, for sure. Definitely.
It's quite cold, this one. I think I would maybe prefer it just 2 degrees warmer. I think it would bring the flavors out even more.
It does. It certainly would alleviate the flavors to some extent. Takes away a little of the drinkability. Depends on how you want to approach the beer.
Yeah.
This is certainly, and that's what makes those beers really dangerous as well. You can warm it up, you can zip it, you can take your time. But if you drink it cold and out of a large glass, it gets the strongest. You know, it's easy. It has a large drinkability.
Definitely.
And I did have myself a few Bocks whilst I was living down south in situations where I felt like it's the best idea that I had in the moment.
And then the day after,
it wasn't.
Cheers to that. I think we've all tried that.
No, it's a lovely beer. It's a Doppelbock Slowburn, a Danish brew in the selection, which is also nice.
Yeah.
Hibernator, Doppelbock, actually the first one made as Salvator by Paulaner.
I remember that. That was also one of the first really craft beers we had in Denmark, I think.
Yeah, and it's a beer with a huge reputation. Yeah. And also the beer that is the reason why most other Bocks these days end on an Artor. They wanted to celebrate it because it was a little stronger than an Einböckches beer, gave it the Artor ending, and because it was such a famous and popular beer and sold very well, other breweries kind of jumped on the train. And they do that until today, because you can see with the Hibernator, it remains a thing. So I would say cheers to a dangerously drinkable beer from Slowburn.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I have to put it away. Enough.